welcome back to Evie's Pets. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how you can make bone broth for your cat or dog. So let's get started. So bone broth is really good for pets. It's a source of hydration and amino acids, and it also is high in collagen, and it can be particularly helpful for cats who have digestive issues and those who need to increase in their water intake. So the reason I'm making this bone broth today is for my cat Milo. He does not really like to drink out of his water bowl that much, and I want to make sure that he's hydrated. So I'm going to go ahead and make this bone broth for him, and then I'll be able to feed it in so many different ways. I can pour it on his food or just give it as a treat. So let's get started. So the only special equipment you'll need for this recipe is a crock pot, and if you don't have a crock pot, you can also use a pressure cooker. That actually goes, it'll make the bone broth cook a lot faster. I just don't have one on hand, so I'm going to go ahead and use the crock pot. So for this recipe, the only ingredients you'll need is some bones, and you can really use any kind of bones you want. These are beef marrow bones, and I got them at my local grocery store. And then you're also going to need enough water to cover the bones, and then you're also going to need 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. You're going to go ahead and just put the bones in the crock pot, and then you're just going to cover them with water. Once your bones are completely covered, you're just going to go ahead and put 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. Make sure to mix all the apple cider vinegar in pretty well. It helps break down the bones and the marrow inside. Okay, so the crock pot's all ready to go, so I'm just going to go ahead and turn it to high, and you're going to want to leave it on high for 1 to 2 hours, and then come back and turn it to low, and that should simmer for about 24 hours. So I'll come back when it's been on high for about an hour, and I'll show you how it looks. So it's been about an hour and a half, and I'm just going to go ahead and turn this to low, and then I'm going to show you what the inside looks like. You can see there's a lot of fat on the top, and then when you pull one of these bones up, you can see it's a lot softer, and I can actually dig into the marrow, so it's definitely starting to soften. So I'm going to go ahead and leave this on low for about 24 hours, and I'll come back and show you, and then we'll be able to take it out. Okay, so it's been about 22 hours now, and I'm going to go ahead and turn this to off and unplug it, and we'll get a good look inside. Okay, so in here you can see all the fat and the marrow has kind of floated to the top, and then you can see that the bones, let me see if I can get one out. You can see that all the marrow in the bones has come out right there, and it's all floated to the top. So I'm going to go ahead and strain this all out, and then I'll put it in the fridge so it can cool off a little bit. So I finished straining all the broth out, and you can see that the bones have no marrow left in them, and the broth looks really good. Now I'm just going to go ahead and put it in the fridge, and then once the fat has cooled on the top, I can just go ahead and scrape it off with a spoon. Okay, so it's been about maybe 2 hours, and you can see that all the fat has kind of solidified on the top, so I'm just going to go ahead with a ladle and scoop this fat out. And actually, you can save this fat and put it in a bowl, and you can make suet cakes with it. So I'm going to do that with the quail. And it's pretty easy. So once this is done, I'm just going to go ahead and see how Milo likes it. So I finished straining all the fat off it, and you can see it looks really good. So now I'm just going to go ahead and put it into ice cube trays, and then I'll freeze those so that I can just take an ice cube out and de-thaw it whenever I'm ready. So I'm just going to go ahead and finish filling these trays, and then I'll pop them in the freezer for maybe overnight, and they should be frozen. Then I can pop them out and just feed them frozen as a treat, or I can de-thaw them for my cat. So I just put down his bowl, and he's got some of the beef broth in there, and I'm going to see if he wants to try some. So he's definitely looking at it now, and he's very excited. I put a couple treats in there just to show him what it is, and there we go. He's licking a little bit off his paw, so I think it's a success. And also, I know dogs really like it, so I hope you guys enjoyed this recipe, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye!